In today's video, I wanted to talk about the significance of being your own bank with Bitcoin. Right? We all know the quote, "With great power comes great responsibility." And with Bitcoin, you have the power and the freedom to have complete control over your money. Right? You don't need another custody. You don't have to trust a bank or a stock brokerage to hold your funds for you and keep them safe. So with that comes a lot of freedom, right? You don't have to rely on these institutions. You can do with your money what you want, right? You don't need permission from anyone to access your own money. And you can take that money with you anywhere in the world. You don't need permission. But again, there's a great responsibility that comes with that. Number one, you have to choose the best hardware wallet to secure your Bitcoin. You want to secure your Bitcoin offline, so there's no type of intermediary and there's no point of failure between you and accessing your Bitcoin. Right? Bitcoin acts on private public key cryptography, meaning essentially it boils down to every wallet or every public key is controlled by a private key. So when you leave your Bitcoin on the exchange that you use to purchase it, you are essentially letting them manage your private key for you. And when you get a cold storage device, a hardware wallet, your private key is stored completely offline in your device. So again, it's a really powerful thing. When you keep your money with these legacy financial institutions like the bank, you trade some of that freedom for the ease of use and the physical security of your funds, right? And one thing that people don't really think about is, when you get a wrong charge to your credit card or a bank, you can easily call that institution and they can essentially reverse the transaction for you. And if that bank were to go under due to some financial distress, that bank essentially has government protection in the form of FDIC, which is all great. That's a good thing to have. But, right, you pay for that in the form of monetary debasement. Right? You pay for that ease and that, reverse if you make a slip up. You pay for that with your money losing purchasing power every year, right? They can essentially, if that bank goes under, doesn't have your money, they can just print more money to essentially reimburse you for your loss. So with Bitcoin, you don't have that same kind of luxury, right? If you make a mistake, say you send your Bitcoin to the wrong address, or you fall for some phishing scam where you get an email from what appears to be, your wallet and saying we need to enter your seed phrase, right? If you get your Bitcoin lost in that kind of way, there's no reversing it, right? But that's also what makes Bitcoin great. Bitcoin is great because it's censorship resistant money, right? A government can't reverse your transaction or freeze your bank account like they did in Canada because they don't like something you posted online or a protest that you engaged in. So again, to summarize, when you choose to become your own bank, you accept all of these great qualities of money and the freedom that comes with it, but you also accept the responsibility of learning about how it works under the hood and the best way to secure it for the future, right? You can't call the Bitcoin support desk if you make a mistake with your Bitcoin, but that's also what makes it such a great monetary system, right? There aren't these intermediaries acting between people, and you don't need to trust in an institution more powerful than you to access your money, right? It's a completely peer-to-peer network. So there's a lot of great resources out there if you'd like to learn. One that I recommend is the Maple Bitcoin community. They have a great course there specifically on Bitcoin security and best practices. I'll leave an affiliate link if you want to join that and get access to some great information, right? This is a journey, and the first step for you if you're new to Bitcoin might just be opening up an account with a Bitcoin exchange and setting up a $10 a week dollar cost average into Bitcoin just as you start to learn more and more, right? Generally, it's okay at first to keep your Bitcoin on one of these exchanges, especially if it's a reputable, trusted exchange. But as you learn more and more, you'll simply want to cut out as many middlemen as possible, cut out as many points of failure as possible and take responsibility for your Bitcoin. So that was a brief overview. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. There's a lot to learn, and it's genuinely a fun journey to keep learning along the way. That's going to do it for the video. Again, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And as always, together, let's work, save, and build a brighter future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.